Hi, Christoph over at Serious Land Capital Vacant Land Funding Partner. Another note just reflecting on that mastermind I'd recently been at. I was talking with a gentleman from Asheville, North Carolina, who owns a State Farm insurance brokerage, as well as doing a number of real estate plays, oftentimes focused on subdivision build outs or more commercially oriented flex space developments. He's handled a number of different types of developments over his career here. And he was remarking to me just before the end of the mastermind, he's like, Chris, I really think you're someone who likes to be challenged, and of which I responded affirmative. And he's about 10 years older than I am, and was just mentioning, okay, how do you take these next levels up? And he was remarking from his position where he's like, hey, I've got significant recurring revenue base where, hey, I'm good. I don't need to stick in the grind all day. I can focus on being a visionary and just come into the office. Okay, what are the new ideas? Where are we going? Where do you, as in, speaking in regard to his team, want to take us in certain directions? And he had certain external goals where he wanted to get up to $1 million in recurring revenue by age 55. He had attempted to set that goal in his early 40s. He's now 45, and he hit that 10 years earlier than when he anticipated. And so then that just reopened another whole avenue of, okay, well, how can I turn this into more? But also understanding that once he really set the intention to achieve that goal, it tactically adjusted his steps in how he was trying to orient his business to allow for more freedom within his day-to-day and ability to grow with less pressure on having to stick to the grind here. So he was just reiterating, hey, a lot of folks, they get stuck with being self-employed within their own business, and some people are okay with that. Are you one of those, or do you really want to have more oversight into a business that has its own recurring revenue base? And how do you strategically start to build out those processes beyond what you're currently doing? And he was also pointing out, hey, what is your true unique ability here? Is it focus primarily from a lending side? Is there something more? Like, really examine that much more thoroughly to figure out where you can truly add the most value. And he was just also reiterating the boring businesses can also be the key winners, because the key recurring revenue base that he's generating is from managing insurance. And he says, it's just it's a pain in the butt business. Customers coming in to complain about $10 rises on their premiums. Just it can be soul crushing thinking of it sometimes. Those are the type of businesses that it's not necessarily glorious, but it can provide a lot of consistent income in order to tackle other larger, bigger projects. Are there other areas that might appear a bit boring upon first glance, but could serve that purpose of building more recurring cash flow to grow beyond where I'm currently at, and avoid getting stuck in a grind? And just to realize, hey, in real estate, you got to look at having a really long runway here. Things don't happen overnight. You got to look the 5, 10 plus years out and really try to orient around strategically making decisions with that type of timeline in. And where he was saying that he might have been levered on on certain positions, and forgive me here because this was late at night. I wish I'd been taking more notes. So I'm trying to relay over some of the key thoughts, even for posterity here, and now kind of a reminder of myself to follow up again. But he was just saying, he was paying down certain debt on positions that he had. I think there's some type of notes within real estate deals, and as that debt was paid off, it just was hockey stick in terms of true cash in the bank over a period of years upon the pay down. So his more patient approach really paid off over a more significant period of time. Those were just a number of the takeaways here. I really trust this individual a lot, and I was so thankful for the belief that he has in me and in my own team of going after bigger goals and figuring out, okay, what are those next steps in order to reach them. Again, staying focused on that 10x Dan Sullivan mindset, strategic coach, and really centering in on that unique ability that is the most critical piece in order to get to that next step there. So a lot of food for thought. I realize some of this might not have been as clear in retrospect, but I really just wanted to get these thoughts out, even for my own reflection, and hopefully some nuggets that are helpful for yourself, hearing from people who have done really well for themselves and continue to do really well for themselves. And this guy from Asheville, he's taking his family out on a 3-week vacation in Italy, where he's only going to be touching his computer for a few hours a week at most, and just truly has the freedom to do that because all the systems are in place and that baseline recurring revenues in place to sustain them. And probably the biggest takeaway is just, even in the 3 months it's been since I've seen him in person, just having achieved some more of these goals more recently, like just the sense of serenity that he had, and the clarity of focus, understanding that he has a good base to work from, and not feeling that pressure of delivering on the grind day after day, because it's not necessary anymore here with a really, really reliable, stable business. So just something to share there as additional lessons from the past few days. Looking forward to another big week ahead of us, another big month coming forward. And more of ideas for this podcast day after day, just taking more notes here, and keeping us aligned with moving forward as strategically and tactically as possible. So appreciate any feedback that you might have. Again, if you're ever looking for deals to be funded, seriousland.capital, check out Land Daily Diligence Facebook group to get any of your land deals reviewed, whether you're looking for funding or not, and landpricer.ai for the most simple and accurate way to price land deals. Of course, check out Dave Denison's Unconference in August 2025. Half the spots are already filled. Use my last name, Duff, D-U-F-F, lowercase, for $200 off your ticket. I'm also planning on attending that Logan Fulmer event on February 22nd in Austin. I just found out yesterday that it's local here. Apparently, 200 plus folks are coming to that one. So hope to see you there if you're planning on coming in. With that, take care, everybody.